What is going on, Vape fam? This is Joe of All Vapes coming at you. Another review time coming up here, folks. This time something outside the United States. Vango Vapes, baby. I got a ton of stuff from these guys. Incidentally, I did try their juice before they sponsored me. Totally not bragging. But this company is the bomb. And let me tell you something about Canadian e-juice, guys. If none of you have tried Vango Vapes in particular, you don't know what you're missing, brother. You seriously don't. Or sister. Vango Vapes has a collection of some of the most amazing taste-tastical, yes, that is a Joe word, you can use it for free, taste-tastical e-juice available on the market today. Man, this is amazing, amazing stuff. This stuff in particular is their international line. Unbelievable stuff. I'm going to be doing this in 3 different reviews, so 3 flavors per review, just so I don't bore your pants off. Now, as you can see here on the awesome little handy dandy flavor card that they sent, 9 different flavors, like I said, and each one of these are craft, man. I'm talking like the pinnacle of culinary artistry and work and design and just flow and flavor and mixology going to each and every one of these flavors. They really, really are amazing. I know I've said that before about a lot of e-juice, probably still will in the future. But the point is, this stuff comes with a very unique aspect that they put into the blend and mixology of this stuff. Now, like I said, this stuff comes from Canada. Now, the one thing that a lot of people don't really put a lot of emphasis behind when it comes to e-juice, and you know, I think it has a combination to do with the e-juice manufacturers as well as the e-juice consumers, folks like you and me, is that typically you just see a flavor, you just see a brand, you see something with a lot of color on it, or you see whether the label is a little bit different or glossy, or the color of the juice, the size of the bottle, this, that, and the other. It sets in motion a picture in your mind, you know what I mean? You're getting something worked, you're getting a vibe flowing, and a lot of the time the vibe of the juice, the product itself, is just as important as the flavor, the quality, the mixology, the craftsmanship, all that stuff. Everything has to go in it. So yeah, you could have bottles and boxes of e-juice that look this chill, but is it going to taste that good? This time, there's a story behind this stuff, man. Okay, so dig this. This is a map, pretty much a world map right here. Every single one of these flavors is one of the international delights. Like I said, international, so you got a global aspect working here. But each and every one of these flavors is going to and coming from a different place on the map. So you have cultural influence that goes inside each and every one of these flavors. Really interesting aspect on what Vango Vapes is trying to accomplish here. Now, I don't have time in this one review to go through each and every single one of those, but we are definitely going to talk about these 3 right here. So the first flavor we're talking about is cinnamon churro. Now, anybody who's ever gone to, a country fair or a state fair or something like that has had a churro, especially if you're from the east side of San Jose, California like me. You didn't grow up past the age of 5 without having a churro, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give you a quick rundown for those of you that live under your vaping rock. Crispy churro roll with warm sugar and cinnamon. So basically a churro is like this awesome, warm, amazing little stick of toasty goodness rolled in cinnamon sugar, baked to perfection, and you can even dip it in a little bit of maple syrup. And let me tell you, the Canadians better know how to do maple syrup, you know what I'm saying? But the flavor is absolutely spot on perfection with this stuff. Now, all of these flavors out of 9, I've tried each and every one of them. Sub-ohmed them, dripped them, caught me at different times of the day, in between meals, everything like that, just to get a different flavor, a bouquet in my mouth, you know what I mean? So some of them I like better than the other ones, but that's not for a lack of quality. It's just an individual taste. However, I'm an unbiased reviewer. That's how I roll. So the one thing I want to touch base on with the cinnamon churro is that you are basically vaping on an actual churro. I mean, straight up, this stuff is warm, flaky, buttery, cakey. Y'all are definitely going to love this one. If you dig anything cinnamon, check out Vango Vape's Cinnamon Churro. Next one on the list is Tiramisu. Now, if you're a Sleepless in Seattle fan like me, it's bringing back old school memories, am I right? So just to give you a brief rundown, if you guys are not the culinary expert that Joe of All Vapes is, tiramisu is a light and fluffy cream cake on top of espresso-soaked ladyfingers. So ladyfingers, if you don't know, are basically just these little ovular-shaped cakes sort of like very thin pancakes, but a little bit more porous. So what they do is, just like it said, you pour a really fine quality espresso over the top and you layer it with sweet mascarpone cheese and cream and just amazing flavor, and everything gets soaked in there, and it is an unbelievable dessert. A combination of deep and rich and light and fluffy, cakey, all at the same time. This is truly amazing stuff. Once again, Vango Vapes, boom, baby, nailed it. And if you want to follow the grid just for kicks, southern tip of Italy right there. So obviously, you know, they did a little bit of their research. Next up is my absolute favorite out of the three, and that is Belgian waffle with maple syrup. Like I said, if anybody is going to do maple anything right, it's going to be the Canadians, and it's going to be Vango Vapes, baby. You know what I'm saying? They are very proud of this flavor, and I don't blame them. Everything in the picture is spot on top with the profile, and that's something I didn't talk about with these three flavors yet, was my rating system, but I'll get to that. So everything that I'm tasting is exactly on the picture, like I said. So you got that crusty, nice and warm, cakey and buttery, batter flavored Belgian waffle, very light, very crispy. And then just on the initial inhale, you got an influx of that sweet, light whipped cream topping, just a little bit of a nutty after effect, and the maple syrup is spot on perfect. It's not too heavy, which I dug because I like my desserty, kind of deep, rich, sweet, buttery stuff, you know what I mean? And it was a perfect tertiary vape. So on the inhale, you're getting that creamy, kind of a cakey, crusty awesomeness from the Belgian waffle and the whipped cream. Then on the exhale, you're getting a little bit more of that buttery texture right in the middle, with the maple syrup just making everything nice and happy, coming in from the back end, dissipating perfectly. It leaves clouds of awesomeness for days, folks. And yes, Belgian waffles from France. Boom, right there, guys. Just in case you needed a little bit of a geography lesson, you know, let it not be known that Joe Of All Vapes is not down with the intellectualism. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about a few other points. First of all, max VG in this stuff. You can definitely, I mean, you can sub-ohm this stuff. Boom, got my Roll Hunter right here. As you can see, solid cloud production, or you can sub-ohm it. Got my Heracles Sense. Either way, you're getting some pretty dense clouds. So let's talk about the rating system on this. First of all, 5 out of 5 on the sweet factor. Even though some of these flavors are deep and rich, it still precedes every other little increment down from 5 enough just to give it that standard that you'd come to expect from a quality e-juice. Any quality e-juice, regardless of the name. We've all got quality standards because we know our favorites. And let's face it, these guys have been around for a while. They're going to be around for a lot longer. So definitely 5 out of 5 on the sweet. The consistency and the profile knocked my socks off on this stuff, okay? So if I could give it anything more than a 5 out of 5, I definitely would. I'd give it 100 out of 100, where 5 not the top that I possibly go on my reviews. So definitely consistency and profile, 5 out of 5. Now, since it's max VG, obviously, like you saw, 5 out of 5 on cloud production, and check this out, 0 for throat hits. So what does that say? For a lot of you guys out there that are former smokers, hitting like, you know, former 1 pack a day, 2 pack a day, and so on and so forth, a lot of you guys like a little bit of throat hit, and every now and then, I do too. It's just kind of a subtle aspect of vapors, and a lot of e-juice manufacturers out there know that. However, most of that has to do with the quality of the ingredients. Most of the time it has to do with the quality of the nicotine extract. So the blend in the mixology was good enough with a quality nicotine extract to move into this stuff on the International Delight section from Vango Vapes and just give it enough of a bite. So if I had to say anything, I'd give it a 2 out of 5 for throat hit. Very, very subtle. You know, if that doesn't work with you guys, it's all about flavor and quality, guys. You know what I mean? 0 to 12 to 24 to 36. Do what's right for you. But me personally, I like the 3 milligrams. It's a perfect blend right down the middle, not too low, not too high, and it still allows my head not to get too loopy for me to be able to keep doing this kind of stuff with you guys. So that is it for these 3 flavors from Vango Vapes, the International Delights line. Now, mind you, I've still got another 6 flavors to go through with you guys from the International Delights line. Awesome stuff. Here's what I want you guys to do. Go on to vangovapes.com, or better yet, go on to Vango Vapes on Instagram. Check out all of their pictures. They really do have some boss stuff on there, guys. Check these guys out. Give them a shout out. Give them a holler. A little bit of love. Tell them that Joe Of All Vapes sent you. And if you dug this review, Thank you so much for your support. Do me a favor, click on that like button down below. That's really what keeps me moving and grooving. I love seeing the likes go up every day. Help support what I'm doing just by clicking on subscribe. If you've never subscribed with me before, I've got so many more awesome giveaways and reviews coming up in the future. Some really big things going on for 2017. I wish there was more than one of me, but you know what? I couldn't handle the competition at that point alone. So spread the word at Joe Of All Vapes on my Instagram page. That's where I do most of my posts. Got some great discounts for some great e-juice available. A lot of my partners, friends, people that I'm working with, just really awesome stuff, man. I love this community with all my heart, and I want to do so much for advocacy. You help me, I help you. Ask me any question available, guys. Put it in the comment section below. Check out my Instagram page coming up here pretty soon. I'm going to be doing live. You guys are going to be able to ask me any question that you want. We can talk about vaping. We can talk about, the regulations, what's new going on in the world of vaping, our favorite flavors, different mods. We don't even have to talk about vaping, guys. You can ask me anything you want. Bring it up. Whatever is on your mind, just keep it appropriate. PG-13 at the most, guys. Eventually, my family's going to start watching some of this stuff, and I don't need the flack, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, thank you so much for supporting Joe Of All Vapes, Vango Vapes. I love you guys. Check them out. One last thing, as usual, I want to leave you is love yourselves, love each other, and you keep it cloudy.